Hey guys, Chris, the Midwest Bass Hunter here, and I haven't been fishing lately. Haven't been able to get out there and do much fishing because I had a little back surgery, so I got that taken care of. So I should be good to go here soon. I'm gonna try to go fishing this weekend, so we'll see. But right now here in Iowa, it's just ice fishing. All the water's frozen. We've had just some extremely cold temperatures the week after Christmas. And so, I haven't been out on the ice yet, but I think it's probably, I don't know, 10 to 15, maybe even, more than that, 10 to 15 inches thick. So we're in the full swing of ice fishing. I didn't get out early like I wanted to, but sometimes that just happens. So I'm going to try to get out this weekend and make a video for you guys, but today I just wanted to do a quick little video on my favorite ice fishing lures. So we're getting into the ice fishing season here, so I just want to show you what I like to use the best. Now, these are not, I'm not saying these are the best lures. I haven't been ice fishing for my whole life, but I have been doing it for 3 or 4 years. And it is a lot of fun. I love doing it. If you haven't gone ice fishing, you should definitely try to get out there. But these are the ones that I really like to use. So I'll just show them to you, explain a little bit about them, and then you guys can try them out if you haven't already and see what you think of yourself. So, all right. So when you're ice fishing, typically you're jigging. So most of these are items that you would use for jigging. So the first one here is called the buckshot spoon. And this is made by Northland Tackle. They make a lot of ice fishing stuff. So basically, this is just a flat piece of metal, and it has basically a rattle right here. This raised portion is a rattle, and you can hear it's got 2 little buckshots in it. Let's see if we can hear it. I don't know if we'll hear it or not, but on the video. But basically, you're just going to jig this up and down in the water column, and you're going to use, you don't have to put live bait on them, but I like to tip it with live bait. So I'll either use like a minnow or a minnow head, or possibly some wax worms or some spikes or little wigglers, maggots, whatever, depending on what you're fishing for. And you can use this to catch panfish, walleye, bass, perch, whatever. It'll work great for all those fish. I've probably caught, I don't know how many fish on this, but you can see that the hooks are all bent up. I actually need to put a new hook on this because I've caught a lot of fish with this. So the buckshot spoon, it's a great lure. Love that thing. So here's another version of the buckshot spoon. It's a little different. It's more of it'll flutter a little bit more. So this is, buckshot spoon, says it right on there, just like the other one, buckshot. And but this one's a little bit different shape. This one is a little bit more curved. And so what happens when you jig this, it will actually flutter around when it falls. So it's going to act a little bit more erratic, a little differently. And these work really, really good. And as you can see, it has like a little minnow pattern on it. It's got a little eyeball there, and some scales, and like a little shiner, a little minnow. And then it's got that same rattle on there. So it's a little 2-bead rattle. And so when you're jigging it up and down, it's going to make a little bit of a rattle. And just like the other spoon, you can tip this with whatever live bait that you want to use. And these are deadly. They work awesome. Same deal. You can use it for any kind of fish, from panfish to walleye to bass, whatever you're trying to catch through the ice. The next thing I really like to use is just a jig. Jigging is basically what you're doing when you're ice fishing. So there's all different types of jigs. I like jigs that kind of give a horizontal presentation. It kind of just looks like something swimming around in the water. And same deal, you can use live bait on them if you want, and you can also use like soft plastic baits. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute here. So these are tungsten jigs, and the reason that we use tungsten is because you get a smaller jig that weighs more. So they fall really quickly, and they work really good for ice fishing because, you're fishing with small baits when you're ice fishing, kind of downsize. these are just a couple examples of tungsten jigs. And this one kind of looks like a little fish or something. And this one is gold. I tell you what, my favorite color for fishing through the ice is gold. I always seem to catch more fish on gold than I do any other color. And a lot of these baits too, the painted ones, they'll be glow in the dark or UV, so that they offer a little different style when you see them underwater. In fact, this jig right here is a tungsten jig, and it is UV. So it's got a soft plastic on it. So I like to use soft plastics. I use a lot of live baits, but I do like to use soft plastics. And these are Impulse. They're also made by Northland. Impulse brand. They're called a bloodworm. And they work really good. I love these. And here's a couple of them. Here's the black one. It's kind of be hard to see there. There's a black one, then there's a white one. And it's just like a little strip of plastic. It's got little ribs on it, kind of like a leech or something. And so here's one on a jig. So we'll zoom in here and show you what this looks like. So this actually, when it's in the water and you're jigging it around, it just looks like a little fish swimming around. And it really, in fact, I would say the action on it is really, really good. It's way better than live bait. The only thing is it doesn't have, live bait tends to do a little better through the ice. And this is a UV jig, so this jig will actually glow in the dark when you expose it to UV light. So kind of adds a little different thing, You can try that. If you're not having luck with other colors, maybe get one that glows in the dark and try that out and see if that's what they're looking for that day. And this thing just kind of looks like this in the water, just swims around. It looks like a little fish. Absolutely looks amazing. So I also like to use these Berkeley power bait. They call them sword tails, and they make some different ones too. These are my favorite ones. It's kind of like this looks like a little bug or a little creature bait. And we'll zoom in here and see how well you can see this. It's really small, so it's hard to see, but it's just like a little crustacean looking bait. And it works just like the Impulse bait. You put it on there, it swims around, and it kind of looks like a little fish or a little bug or something. And it works pretty good. I know last year up in my area, they were really catching a lot of fish on them. Okay, so last but definitely not least, my all-time favorite ice fishing lure is called the Swedish Pimple. And this is just a little spoon. It's similar to the buckshot spoon. It does not have a rattle in it, though. It's just a kind of a curved piece of metal. And this one happens to be chrome, kind of a chrome color or silver. And they also you can get them, different sizes. You get them that are painted. They also have a gold one that is probably my favorite lure of all time, is the gold Swedish Pimple. And then it has this little piece of foil sticker on it. So I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little bit of a foil sticker. And then it comes with this little plastic blade on here. And so when you're jigging it, that'll move around a little bit and add a little bit more action. That's just a little piece of plastic. Then it's got a treble hook on it. It also comes with a regular hook, just like that. It comes in the package, and that way you can use it differently if you want. I like to use this hook when I'm fishing with a minnow. It just seems to work a little better for the minnow, so they can have a little bit better action or whatever when they're swimming. And then it comes with another split ring, which I just lost. I just dropped it. And then it has a different color blade. So this blade is red, then it comes with a yellow one. So you can kind of switch it up and mix and match and do whatever you need to do to try and get the fish to bite. So this is just an awesome bait. I've just caught a ton of fish on this. Most every one of my ice fishing videos from last year has me catching a fish on this lure. Or my wife. My wife really likes this lure as well. So there you go. Those are my favorite ice fishing baits. Just love to get out and ice fish, and I'm just dying to get out and fish. So I can't wait to get out there. Hopefully this weekend. The other thing is later on this month, I'm going to be fishing in an online fishing tournament, a bass tournament, and I'm going to compete through the ice. It's a week-long deal, and the longest bag of 5 fish. We're not weighing them; we're checking for length. The longest bag is what wins. So I'm going to see if I can compete with these guys from the south that are fishing in open water. I don't know that I'll win, but I'm going to have some fun trying and see how many bass I can catch through the ice. I will leave details about that tournament in the description in case you guys want to get in on that action. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe to this channel.